Okay. Well, very good morning, guys. Okay. So finally, we are just done with all the things. Last but not the least. So how do we integrate Angular into our .NET applications? So basically, all of you might be learning Angular already. You're attending for the Angular classes. So you're learning about Angular. So tomorrow, how these two are going to be integrated with each other? How are we going to integrate these two things with each other is our point of discussion. Okay. So today, let's talk about that one, how to integrate Angular with .NET applications. Understand. I'll also upload the latest copy of the notes. Just a second. We'll see. Okay. So how exactly are we going to integrate Angular into the .NET application? So basically, Angular is a framework generally used for client side. So when you're just going to use the client side, they just use the Angular, and Angular is also an MVC. You might be taught in your classes already. Your teacher may have explained you about that. Angular is also MVC. That is also going to be MVC on. So we just got the concept of the Angular, and that also comes under MVC only. So that's also going to be an MVC architecture. What we just that is a client side MVC. Our Asp Net is server side MVC, and Angular is the client side MVC. Okay, fine. Now putting this in detail. What did we learn is about so how to integrate tomorrow if at all you want to use Angular in .NET. How exactly the integration process will be performed? How exactly the integration process is going to be performed? Okay, we'll show you. Actually, you just require to install Angular on your machine. First, to work with Angular, first you require Node.js. Yeah, your teacher have already taught you about all these particular things. The first thing what you require to install is the Node.js. How to do that? Come on, let's see. So first, you require to visit the site nodejs.org.em. There is the site. Okay, just go there. Install the latest version of the Node.js. Okay, so install whatever is the latest version. Try to install the latest version of the Node.js. So how do you install? Just this is LTS recommended latest features. Okay, whatever it is, I'm just installing 18.12.1, but the latest is still this one. But still, what is it telling is use the LTS version. Okay, recommended. Install. Run. Next. Accept the license. Next. It is installing on the C drive. As I said, you always install always in the C drive. All softwares, try to put them in the C drive. That will be better. Don't use the D drives and all. So already your Angular teacher taught you how to install Node.js on your machine already. Okay, you first install the Node.js, and Node.js is the most important thing to work with Angular. All the tools, everything comes with Node.js only. Finish. What next? The first step here. Afterwards, you can just open the Windows command prompt and you can check the version of it, what version is installed. We will install the latest version, that is 18 point something. How to check? npm node pack node -vm. Okay, node -v will tell you the version number. 18.12.1 is what we installed. Okay, same way. You can, along with Node, actually it will install you a tool called as npm, Node Package Manager, right? That is also installed. npm-v will tell you the version of the npm version. Node Package Manager. And this Node Package Manager, what is this? This actually as same as our, we are using in our studio. What is that? Louder. How are you installing your packages? NuGet are same. npm and NuGet are same. NuGet is something what is given by Microsoft, and npm is something given by Node. So npm and NuGet are same. So we just require this npm, and the version of the npm is 8.19.12. The second thing what you require to do is you just require to install TypeScript on your machine. For Angular, what you require to install? TypeScript on your machine. How to install? npm install -g. G means global installation. It is a global installation. TypeScript. Means you can use it from anywhere. Global installation. TypeScript will install your TypeScript on your machine. Already I have a TypeScript on my machine, so it simply updated the TypeScript. So once install the TypeScript on your machine, the next thing is install Angular on your machine. Same process. npm like install -g, and it is @Angular. What do you install is the CLI. We have .NET now command line interface. Where we're going to install the CLI /CLI. It stands for command line interface. Okay, and install -g @Angular /CLI. 26 patches of funding, something. It has just performed an update. 227 package been updated. Okay. Yeah. Fine. What next? Now create a ASP.NET Core web application, MVC. Okay. ASP.NET Core web application, giving a name for it. I'm giving the name as Angular in MVC Core. Angular in MVC Core. Location, all are same. Click next. All these are same. Nothing I'm changing. Click create. The next thing what you'll do is in your project here, create a folder. In your project, create a folder with the name as Angular. Any name here, just an Angular or Angular project or something. I just created a folder with the name called as Angular. Directly on the project. Okay. Right click, add, new folder. Yeah. Name it as Angular. Okay. Now I want to open the command prompt and go to that folder. Opening the command prompt, moving to that location, changing the directories and all, little bit time taking. Simplest option is right click on the folder here. Did you notice this option? Open folder in File Explorer. When you click on this, it will open you the folder in the File Explorer now. Okay now? Now after opening this, here you have the search window. You have your path text box. In the path text box, simply type CMD. Hit enter. Are you clear? You're directly in that location, see? Solution, project, and the folder what you have created. Okay now? Fine. Now you need to create a Angular project there. You're required to create your Angular project there. How to create an Angular project? ng new is the command. Give a name for your project. Give a name for your project. I given the name as first project. Given the name as first project. You says that about this project with the Angular team. Yeah, it's asking, you want to share the details with the Angular team? No. Angular routing. You want to use the CSS, all these things it will ask you. Just hit enter and try it. It's okay. It'll take the default values. Simply hit enter. It'll take the default values. Taking a lot of time. Yeah. Install. It has just installed, created a package, created a project. Once after creating the project, what you'll do is change to the project folder now. So basically, if you observe, it has just created a project to you under Angular. You can see. This is one thing I just wanted to tell you. What you know in if you're working with a .NET framework, you remember in .NET framework, our MVC 5 we done with the .NET framework only. You add a folder or a file directly, not from the studio, without from the studio, directly in the Windows Explorer. You try to add a folder or add a file. It won't come here. I've shown you. You're required to just click on the project, show all files, and include them in the project. Yes or not? Show all files and include them in the project. But here, guys, remember, in .NET Core, this is a new feature that has been added for you. You add a folder on the Explorer, automatically it will come and show you. You don't require to go for show all files or anything. Automatically going to be visible here. So the folder is created. When you create a project, that created a folder there, and the folder came here. And here it has all the project files. Here you have all the project files here. You are aware in Angular, na? App folder, assets folder. You have all the required files that are available for you at this. Okay? Fine. Yeah. So you come there, and what you do is you can run that, guys. Project is created. See, when you create an MVC project, by default, some sample template will come. Master page. Here also, all the things are just ready for you to run it. You can run it. ng s minus o, s minus o. So I did not change the folder. Huh? cd first project. Change to the folder and run it. Actually, it will compile and it will generate you some bundle files, and all those files are going to be installed. Yes, the home page. Just like our master page here, we have a master page, everything is ready there. So everything is ready. So sample code will be there. Just some sample code, a project to execute. It runs a server for you, and the server is running on port number 4200, just like our what is that? The third server. Forgot the name. Kestrel. Kestrel runs on the command window and some port number. Same process. Angular Live Deployment Server. So basically, you might be writing code in Visual Studio Code. In Visual Studio Code, there is a server called Live Server. Live Server is what you are using? Live Server. Live Server will be used for deploying. Here, just like our Kestrel Web Server, Angular provides you a built-in server. You can just use it. Angular Live Development Server is available, and that is running on the port number 4200. And you can just hit that location. It will open you the file. Got it. Okay. Fine. Now, just to stop it, Control C. To stop it, just Control C. When you Control C, when you click on refresh, so we're not running. Okay, now? Fine. We have just been created a sample project here. Sample project. Now what you'll do, you know? Array, that has some code in it. I want my own code there. I don't want that. I want my own code. And your teacher have taught you how to create your Angular coding and all. So where you require to make the modification here? App component.html, something. You'll find it in the app. In the project, you'll find a folder called src. Under that, app. And here you find app component.html. And if you observe this one, the app component.html, that is the place from where the output will come. that the place from where the output will come. Just run this app component.html. Oh, sorry, not CSS. App component.html. Yeah, right now the output what you are seeing is from this file only. Okay, just a second. We'll start again. Is my voice breaking, guys? Kalyan is facing the problem. Is anyone facing the problem? Kalyan, check your internet connection, man. Check your internet connection. Yeah, this is the content what you are just getting up. Okay, so simply in that file is all the code what I have. I'm deleting all and I'm simply writing here hello world. And guys, whenever you save here, the project is running there now. The command window, your project is running now. Whenever you make a modification, automatically it will rebuild and do the changes. Automatically it will rebuild and do the necessary changes. You don't require to do it again and again. So just only execute it, it will rebuild the things to you. Okay. So now coming to the change of directly, it will rebuild. Save there, it will rebuild and you will see the output in the browser. Don't need to refresh also, it will only do auto refresh. Okay, you got the content here. So this is Angular project. This is Angular, and here you write all your Angular code. Here you write all the Angular code. Now the question is how this is integrated to our MVC now. How to integrate this to MVC? Okay, you see now. Step 3 is creating the project and executing, and I said you go there and make the changes. Hello world or what you are. No, here we require to write in the Angular pages. We require to write in the Angular, not in our views. Yeah, to integrate Angular with MVC, we need to do some changes in Angular.json file. Just like our we always JSON file now. App settings. Same way here we have Angular.json file, our first project, which is the configuration file of the project. By default, when we build an Angular project, it will generate output files into dist/first project folder, which is created under the first project folder. But if you want to integrate Angular with MVC, they should be stored under www root folder. Where they should be stored? www, because all static files should be under www root folder. Did you understand? You want to run Angular independently? Fine. No, I don't want to run Angular independently. I want to run Angular integrated with MVC now. Angular integrated with MVC. You want to Angular integrated, the output files are by default generated and stored for you under dist/first project. If you come to the file, which file? The JSON file, Angular.json file. Come to Angular.json. And here you will have our output path. Can you see that? Output path. The output path will be dist/first project. That is the location where exactly the output files are going to be generated. You need to change that now. You need to change that. Change that to where, see, there is a value, and now change to www root Angular scripts. Actually, just a minute. How you require to write it is, say, first project, that is your project folder. Where you want to create the output files now, www root folder. Are you clear? So first, you need to go back to the root folder. How to go back to the root folder? What is the root folder for first project? What is the root folder for first project? Angular. What is the root folder for Angular? Angular and MVC. So first go back. How do you go back? Just watch. //. The first dot is to take you to first Angular. Next dot is to take you to Angular in MVC. Okay, na? Now under that you have www root. Under that you have www root. That's how we require to enter. Yeah. // www root. And here I want to give my own name for this particular folder. Any name here. I'm giving the name as Angular scripts. I think. Yeah. Angular scripts. So output files will come into that folder now. The output files will be coming into that particular folder. What folder? Angular scripts. Okay. Now, see, by default, every output file that is generated by Angular will be having an hash key suffix to it. What is that? I'll show you guys. Not this. Directly coming here. Huh? Just a minute. We'll see. Basically, I'll show you that. Just a minute. By default, and to avoid, we can ask the compiler not to generate. Now save the changes. Go to command prompt. Now say just go to the command prompt and build the project once after making all the changes what I said you. I made a change in the JSON file, right? I made a change in the JSON file, save it. Now come here. Build the project once. Build the project. When you build the project, the Angular under the www root, the Angular folder should be created now. How to build? ng build -- watch. ng build -- watch. Now the output files are going to be generated for you into that folder now. It won't generate you into the disk folder now. It will be generating for you into the folder what you specified now. Yeah. It generates the output file. All of you carefully observe. It generates the output file. These output files what are generated will be having a hash key value here. You see here? Will be having an hash key value. And this hash key value will change off always. So actually I need to copy these file names and put that in our MVC actually. I need to copy these file names and use them in the MVC. Because it is generating you, every time this copying should be done because the value will change off. Are you getting my point or not? Every time this value will be changing off. To avoid this particular problem, you'll be having one element here, guys, like a hash. Somewhere you'll find it. Where is it? Yeah. Output hashing. It is all. You're required to change it to none. Means for all the files, use the hash key. But what I said? Hash key is none. Right? None only? Yes, none. You'll be output hashing will be all, make it as none. So if you make this as a none, I'll tell you the reason. First, rebuild it once. You see now? Did you notice it? The ASCII value will not come. If I have ASCII, whenever I change the value, whenever I change the code, ASCII value will change now. So what is the problem for us? Because those file names should be used in my code now. Those three file names should be, those particular file names should be used in my code. That is why I just require to remove the hashing. These are the two changes what you require to make. Change number one. Change number one. What do you change? Output directory will be dist project something something, and you go there and just change to www root Angular scripts. Come here. www root Angular scripts. See, these three files I changed off. Earlier, I would have showed you first. If I have showed you first here, you'll get main dot that hash key value.js. That's how the file names will be present. But because I removed that hashing now, simply what are the names now? Main.js, polyfills.json, runtime.cs. The files what will be generated because they removed of the hashing. So before, if you want to give a try without changing that hashing try, your file names will be different. Okay. So what next? Yeah, we have completed the two changes what we are expecting now. What next? Yeah, see, by default, every output file that is generated by Angular will be having a hash key suffix to it. And the hash key value will be changing every time we make a modification in Angular project. So we need to copy the new files every time into our project code. And to avoid this, we can ask the compiler not to generate an hash key so that the file names will not be changing whenever the make modifications. And to do that, change the output hashing attribute value to none in angular.json, which is all by default. Which is all by default. Go there and change of the value. Now, save the changes. Go to command prompt. Build a project using ng-build -- watch. Follow a command as following. Run this, guys. Already I have ran it. And you saw that it has generated all the things. The next step is add a controller in your project now. Add a controller in your project. Come on, let's come to controllers. Right click, add a controller. MVC controller. We'll name this as test angular controller.cs. Test angular controller.cs. Yeah. And now, what do you have? You just have the controller. Okay, just add a view to the index now. Just add a view to the index. Okay, see, now add a new controller, add a view to the index action method, delete the whole coordinate, and then under the Angular scripts folder, we find a file index.html, open that. Actually, what file is running? The index.html file is running actually. Now we don't want to run index.html, we want to run our index.html. We don't want to run the Angular file now. What do you want to run? Our file has to be run. So right click on this, add a view. Add view. Add it. Now come to www root. Just a second. So we just got added a index.html, our index page now. Okay, what you will do now? Go to index method, delete the whole content in it, and under the Angular scripts folder, we find a file called index.html. Under the Angular scripts, index.html. This is the file what will run. Just like our index.html, Angular has its own index.html root file. That is the file. Open it. And you find some code now. Copy this code. Put in your index.chhtml. Put that code in the index.chhtml. And observe it, guys, all of you. The three file names are used here. Actually, you write code in those files only, runtime, JS, polyfills, those particular files. Those three file names are present here. So what you require to do now is, now you are not going to run our Angular files now. Directly we run our my views. I'm not going to run from the command prompt anymore. Just to show you, I showed you. I will run directly from Visual Studio only. Are you clear? So you cannot run Angular directly in the Visual Studio. You're integrating Angular with MVC now. You're running MVC now. When you run MVC, MVC will take the output from the Angular. Write all the code in the Angular here. MVC will finally go to Angular, take the output from there, and displace you. See now, you guys have in your app component.html, you written this code. Yes or not? You cannot run this file directly from the studio. You can't run this. Why you can't run? You require to run from the Angular project here, from the command prompt. But I want to run this now. If I want to run this, I cannot run this. Mine is MVC project. I need to run index.chhtml. run that index.cshtml, to run that index.cshtml, here we have, this is the index.html file what runs. By default, what file runs? Index.html will launch app component.html. Index.html will launch what? App component.html. But now onwards, I won't run index.html. What will run? Now index.cshtml should launch app component. That's where the code in this file is copied into this location. Are you clear? Okay. But problem is, not any error, but problem is, if you look at the problem, what is the problem? Angular is in a, see, the Angular project is in a separate folder. Angular scripts is in a separate folder. Angular scripts is in a separate folder. Our CHHTML file is in a separate folder. Array, not same folder, not different locations we have. So that's why if you simply say runtime.js, where it will search, it will search for you. It will search for you under home. Under home, do you have these files? Tell me, under home, do you have these files? We don't have the files under the home. Where we have www root Angular scripts folder. That is the location. So finally change the path of this particular files. That's all. That's the only thing what you're required to do. Okay, I will show you. Tilde refers to the project folder slash. Under that, Angular scripts. Angular scripts. Okay. Copy the file name first. That's the file. You're mapping the path now. Why? You're running index.cshtml. Index.cshtml should get the data from runtime.js, which is present in Angular scripts. So copy the same here. Okay, now run the index.cshtml. Run your index.cshtml now. That's it. Now, whatever changes you make, all the things should be reflecting here automatically. So now onwards, we don't run Angular HTML files. What we run? Our CSHTML files. But code will be written in Angular. All the code what you write in Angular will come into MVC now. Will come into the MVC. Path settings here, that is only important. What's our controller name? Angular in MVC. Huh? Controller name. Test Angular. Test Angular. See now, you have written some code in Angular. Hello world. That should come now. But where did you write that hello world? I written in Angular. I written that in Angular. But that should launch with MVC now. Still you might be having a lot of confusions, but still once you're done with your Angular, because still how many days? Till 1 month, huh? Where are you? Database programming is going on? Still not started. Still you're in the starting stages only. Might be having, but once you're done with Angular, you'll get an idea what is app component and all, and just you can just go for integrating and launching the code. Okay, API started. Still you need to learn a lot. Yeah. See your MVC project. Angular output. Got it? So now all the views are designed by Angular, not by MVC. Option. And nothing like you cannot create with MVC. You can create with MVC also. But you have an option to create with Angular. You can create the views in Angular, and those views can be associated with your MVC in this case. Okay. So that is how you link the Angular with your MVC. Okay. Watch. It'll work as SPA. Yes, it'll work as SPA. Single page application only. Mainly Angular is all about SPA, single page applications. Yeah, it'll work like that only. But now what we do is server-side coding will be done with MVC now. The server-side coding will be with the MVC. Okay. Yeah. You see, integrating Angular into MVC core. You see the process. First, you require to install Node.js. Afterwards, you require to install TypeScript, Angular CLI, the command line interface. Okay. Then what is the next thing? You need to create a project in the studio. MVC project. In MVC project, add a folder called as Angular. That is Angular project. Now create the project into that folder. After creating the project into the folder, what do? You're just going to change your folder, see, from Angular to here, and just use run the project. How to run? ng yes -o. So it will build the project. And basically now you can open the file. Which file? App component.html, and there you can change a hello world, whatever it is. What next? Now come to the developer, and come to the command prompt and just go for building your project. Now you will see the latest output. What is the latest output? Hello world is what you have, and that's what you will see. Now, if you want to integrate with MVC, if you want to integrate, two important things what you require to do in the JSON file. What the first one? The output folder location should be changed. By default, it will be under the Angular project. Now change to www root. Change to www root. Yeah. Default location is this one here. Change to this one. Do you understand? Dot dot? Dot dot means step above. Step above takes to Angular. First project you are here. From first project, a step above Angular. A step above project folder. Okay, and under that www root, under the www root, under that Angular scripts is a new folder, and this folder will be automatically created for you. We don't require to create; it will create. If you create, no problem. If you don't create, it will create. It will create here. Leave it. Don't create. Finally, another important change. What is that? Output hashing. Why? I specified the file names here. Remember, if that hashing comes now, every time you should come and change the file names now. Not easy, na? Every time coming here, changing the file names will be a little bit complicated. Why? Changes won't reflect. Again, you should come here. That will become a process. So that remove the hashing. How to remove? It will show you option hashing. Output hashing will be there. Make it none. That's it. Finally, what you will do? After doing all the particular changes, build your project once. And after building the project, add a add a controller. Index.cshtml. Now copy the content of the index.html and put it in the index.cshtml of our files. Okay. So one thing you require to do here. Currently it will show runtime.js, polyfills.js, and main.js. By default, it is going to take these files from the local folder, but now they are not in the local folder. They are present in a different location because our CSHTML files are in a different location. Got it? For that reason, you require to change the path. You require to change the path of the appropriate files. That's it. Now run this and it should run your project. That's it. Am I clear? Okay, that's how. Yeah, MVC 5 also possible, guys. MVC 5 also possible. Same process. You can do with MVC 5 also. Same process. Yes, that's it. For every HTML page in Angular, we require to create a corresponding view. See, basically, every time what you do here, index.cshtml, from there only you have links to the remaining pages. Nah. So once you have one index page, that will have the links to the remaining pages. You can put the links to the other pages here. Kalyan, you are only facing this problem. Yeah, no one has that particular issue. Maybe you have some problem with your audio. Okay, he left. I'm going to rejoin again. Yeah, this is the process to integrate your Angular with your MVC. So as I promised, I shown you all the things. I shown you just like a mini project to you, and in that only I shown you how to integrate, how to use dependency injection. Be clear. If you're going for interviews, means latest. If they are trying to ask you about latest, if you say you know MVC core, compulsory they will be asking you about dependency injection. try to explain them in a simplest way. Like analyze yourself, what you have done, explain that. Once you can explain dependency injection, you're through with Entrios. Meta package is nothing here. When you install a package on your system, that is going to download and install sub packages under that. You remember when I installed SQL Server, under SQL Server some sub packages are also installed. That is called meta package. That's what we call as a meta package. So basically, if you come to the frameworks, you see now Microsoft ASP.NET Core.app. If you expand, you have all these things under that. So this is what we call as a meta package. Means once you install this meta package, all the sub packages also will be coming for you. That is what we call as a meta package. We got new project. We are going to develop from scratch. Tech stack, front end, HTML, CSS, dedicate resource for the same. Backend developer, we did login and controller and CSS. Yeah, everything in the project will be in that style only. There'll be a separate people working on this. Separate people working on this. They will be creating the views. Like you will only create the views here. I'll tell you the process. You will only create the views, but your views will not have any proper design. You create sample views here, normal text boxes and all the things. You develop up the code. So what the question is? The question he was asking is, sir, if I'm developing a new project, do I need to wait until the views are created by the front end developer? I won't wait. Develop up the project first. Don't bother about the views. Develop up the project. So create up your own views. Basically, you know how to create a view. Create up your own views. After creating the views, write your controllers, write your model classes, database coding, everything do it. Finally, after doing all these particular things, now the front-end developers comes into action and they will be just adding the styling for the views now. They'll use Bootstrap and give styles for your views there. Did you understand my point, Sai Kumar? So you basically design of all the things what you want, because front-end developer doesn't know where to put a text box, where you want, you don't know. You add all the things. Forget about designing, forget about styling. Write out the basic code. Okay, see, even though I'm designing the things, text boxes and all, I did not focus much on background colors, foreground colors and all. That doesn't look good. But tomorrow, if you're developing a website, the look and feel is very, very important. The look and feel is very, very important. Okay, see, this look, what you have is very important. But I don't know how to design all these things. It's completely done with MVC. This project is completely done with MVC. Okay, so just I was just, it's our company side, help them in creating the controllers, where to place the views, when you click on the link, how to route it, all those particular things they have done. Then the UI developers came into action now and they made it much beautiful. They made it much beautiful in this way. So I did not do all these particular things. My basic role is only the links and all, where the links should come, all these things, complete MVC project. Now the UI developers came now and they just done it. First, basically, I don't send any interview questions. How can I tell what will be asked in interviews? That is foolish. Prepare the whole subject and go. Be confident on the subject. I don't believe in interview questions, sir. What will ask in interview? Who knows here? What will ask in interview? Who knows what they will ask in interview? So no one can tell that. And don't prepare on the FAQs. That's wrong. The screening test, a few questions, certificate after completion. Yeah, you will get a certificate. You have some contact for that. Yes, ask your admin for that. He'll provide you. There is an email. There is something, guys. I'll find out and put in the group. You send a mail. They'll screen test offline too, because it's very difficult to arrange ticket for tomorrow. That I cannot tell that. That should you talk with your admins only. Screening test online, offline, I can't tell that, because basically, guys, Companies are opening. Companies are reopening up. For freshers, work from home is not entertaining. A fresher requires someone to support you. Without that, can you do? Then you cannot expect work from home going forward. Mostly from Jan, all companies will go up. Mostly initially they may change to hybrid model. 70% of the companies are open in Hyderabad already. Only 30% like big MNCs. Like MNCs also, why these MNCs? These MNCs have different locations. They have in Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, different locations. So those companies are still only giving you the option to work from home hybrid models. But going forward, everyone should change it, because from our IT Minister KTR, it's a strict order that has been given to all the companies. Because if the IT industry, if the people doesn't come to the offices, infrastructure industry will die. If people come to the office, you see, you earn money, spend money. If you spend money, only infrastructure develops. You earn money, put in your pockets, how the infrastructure develops. Got the point? That's important. You should come here. You should come to Hyderabad. People has to purchase houses. Okay, so that one industry will grow around all the appropriate things. See, you are in IT industry. You get a good package. When you get a good package, what do you do? Weekend you go for a party. Yes or not? Food industry survives on that. So once the industry grows, number of people will get a job there. Okay, you travel, you go to the office, so you just require to purchase a dress. So textile industry. If you don't go house, what you wear here in the house, all of you wear a short and a t-shirt and just to sit on the computer and work. So where you're just purchasing new clothes now? You come to office, Rapido, Ola, Metro. It's not like 1 year. On this industry, 10 industries depends. So that's why companies are right now, they are not basically entertaining this going forward. As the freshers, they don't entertain. Because they're sitting at home, what you will work? How can I monitor you? I cannot. So they are expecting you to come. So I cannot tell that. You need to ask that whether they will be having an online test or not. But all of you will receive, who have registered for that, will receive the link. Mostly it will be online only, I think. Offline, all the people cannot come offline and write the test. I think it is online only. Test will be online, but the next round it will be offline maybe. But the initial screen test will be online only, because all the people we cannot accommodate in the classes also. I think the test will be online only. You will receive here. Actually, there's a small clash tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Whatever it is, you don't worry. Everyone will get a link to your register mobile number. You can just take the test. Just a second. Yeah, you'll get a certificate. Just contact your admin. They will give you a mail ID. IT will find out. If you send a mail, the certificate will be sent. To show your current project which you're managing, your some company, I'll show in Sunday. You did not remember me when I was just taking the class from home. I too forgot it. I'll upload the latest document. Aged pre-certification details. I'll put in the WhatsApp group here. I have in my office laptop. I'll just put in the WhatsApp group. The aged 900 certification, like a free thing I said you. I'll put that in the WhatsApp group. Screening test is not for experienced, they are not experienced. It's only for freshers. Unit testing, if you know, it will be good. And there are so many articles or videos available on YouTube here how to perform the basic unit testing. So no need. No need. You can just get up the certificate. You can get up the certificate. No need to wait until Angular is finished. You can send a request mail. They'll send you the certificate. Your fee is receipt. And your request mail, if you send, they'll send off the certificate for you. No need for this to complete. I cannot upload the project in the Google Classrooms here. That won't. I want you to write the code. Okay, I cannot upload them in the Google Classroom. That doesn't support EXEs and all will be there. If I remove them, they won't work again. Yeah, I'll put in the WhatsApp group. Actually, I'm leaving out of station today again. I will not be available tomorrow, day after tomorrow also. Again, I'll be on Monday only. Admin number, you are the same person. Email ID, I'll find out and send you. Email ID, I'll find out and send you. Admin number is the same. Contact the same person. Email ID for getting your certificate. Offline students, go directly to the office and get it. Online students, I'll just ask him to update the email ID for getting the certificate. Okay. Updated notes, I'll upload you. Now I'll upload of the latest notes. Hold on, everyone. And guys, my suggestion is try 5 and 6 also. Alright, try to write code in 5 also, try to write code in 6 also. Okay. So that tomorrow, yeah, I'll put in classroom only. Tomorrow, if you need to work in 5, how to work also, you'll get an idea. 7 came off already in the market. 7 is also same like 6 only. All these things. So not much big deal. I too did not still go through it. No time for me. I too did not still go through it. Okay, let me upload up the notes for you. The latest version. So anything, so what I just try to tell you is, I wish you good luck in your career. Be focused here, focus on the fundamentals. I just given a chance for you, 1 week given a time for the interview and asked all the people to come to interview. Whoever came, mostly, only 5 people got selected. Basics, what they asked is not even Anglers and all. What you asked is only basics. In the basics also, if you cannot explain the basic fundamentals, who can help you guys? 1 week time I given you and given a chance to get the interview. And you are not able to do that. What? Focus. Just read object-oriented programming. Read object-oriented programming. Watch the videos. I just put you a lot of videos to you. Okay. All those particular things. Look at them. You'll get a clarity about all these things. Okay. Guys, this is the latest edited world. Okay. Just edit. Delete. Upload. Oh. Desktop. Yeah, guys, I uploaded the latest version. You can have now download the latest version. Okay. Yeah, I wish you all once again a great success in your career. .NET 7, nothing here. .NET 6, .NET 7 are looking alike. I too did not still go through it. I too have to go through it and just if any changes are there, if I update the MVC notes, I'll update you here also. If I update the MVC notes, I'll update you here also. Okay. Work from home is available, but only for experienced, not for freshers. Okay, guys. Yeah, let's wind up. Thank you, Ankit. Let's wind up. Upload the notes for C# in the respective. Yeah, C# is available there in that. The latest C# doesn't have any changes here. The notes is same. Anytime if I correct only grammatical corrections are there, if any major changes are there, I will always upload the notes in the corresponding batches. Okay. Okay, guys, carry on.